What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Dogecoin. It is the 9th day of February, and in this video I'd like to talk about some longer term prospect stuff. Okay, so we're going to talk about the short term stuff too, probably more at the end of the video, or maybe just for like a second here or there, but I want to go over some long term prospects with you guys because I think Dogecoin's at a very opportunistic point in its history for anybody who wants to invest for the long term. I do believe Dogecoin in the long term will grow in value. I do believe it will. The main reason why I believe it will grow in value is because economically speaking, it's more sound. It's more sound cash than the actual US dollar is, which is wild, I know, but also beyond that, it's the Mac Daddy meme, right? Every meme that's existed more or less branched off of Doge. And I shouldn't say every meme, but every meme coin that's existed. They might branch off of other memes or stuff like that, but the very first meme coin, the OG, was Dogecoin, right? It's like the very first crypto is Bitcoin. There might be other crypto protocols on their own blockchain layers, but they still stem from Bitcoin to a certain degree because that's the first coin. This is the first meme coin. It's the OG meme coin. And I think because of that, it will always have a place not just in the top 100, but probably in like the top 20, top 10. It's going to be a top coin for the predominant part of its life. And again, economically, tokenomically speaking, it's actually more sound. It's harder cash than the dollar is. And as time goes on, it will only get harder and harder. Unlike a lot of you out there in this market environment, right? We're getting softer and softer as this thing goes on. We look at this here, and on a weekly basis, this is actually a perfect ABC correction. ABC corrections, you guys, right here. ABC Elliott wave correction, right? ABC. ABC corrections. That's exactly what this is. You've got this one here. If I take this and I clone it, can I clone it? Yeah, clone it there. And we'll bring this all the way over here. It's the exact same move. It's the exact same move to a T. Perfect area to bounce from right there at 8 cents. It's beautiful. It's perfect. And beyond all that, if I take this bear market low to our current high of this cycle, or whatever you want to call this, we bounced right off the 786 as well. 786 isn't the most significant fib, but I don't know, man. I like this. I like this a lot, and we've seen some significant results from the 786 area before, not just in Dogecoin, but various other cryptos, and throughout this cycle specifically. I guess we're done with the cycle though. Right now we're on to a new one. I forget. Does the bear? I guess the bear is part of this. We're still in the cycle, right? The bull market's the beginning of the cycle. The bear market's the end of the cycle. So that's all one cycle, right? But the bull market's probably completed, at least for Bitcoin. That's not the point, though. The point is it a good time to buy Dogecoin? Well, we look at this on a weekly time frame. And the last time that Dogecoin, by the way, guys, we've been in this range now since 2021. Okay, we've been in this whole range for like 5 years now. Okay, in this whole range's existence, the best time to buy was probably here when we were oversold. We've only been oversold once. You look at the price action, and guess what? That was the best time to buy, right there when we were oversold. Now, here, we're not as deep in the oversold zone as we were here. We can absolutely go lower. But again, we have that ABC correction, and it's symmetrical as F, man. It's perfect. And we're bouncing right off the 786 overall retracement from our bear market low to the current cycle high. If we look at this from a low to a high, I just wonder, is there any significance here too? You practically tipped the golden ratio here. Practically, but you didn't. You wicked below the 1414 and then closed back above it. You have bullish divergence on your weekly MACD. Bullish divergence. You're oversold on the RSI, and again, the last time and the only time that you've been oversold throughout this whole range was the best time to buy. You literally, from the moment you got oversold, the lowest price you had was 6.6 cents, and then 6 weeks later, you moved down to 4.9 cents. Maybe we could move lower from here. Maybe we do go below 7 cents or 6 cents. Maybe that does happen. But again, I don't think whether you bought here or here, I don't think anybody really cared when you were sitting on top of the mountain, right? And when we make that climb again, we likely pass that high. We likely climb higher than this high. We'll likely see new all-time highs altogether. Okay. Go back in time a little bit further. Let's see. Didn't get oversold there. You barely got oversold here. You guys, in Dogecoin's whole, this is the all-time history chart for Dogecoin. Since 2014, in all of its history, it's been oversold once, twice, and this is the third time. Take that for what you will. Take that for what it is. It's a clear signal that this is a phenomenal opportunity to buy in what is generally just a very large consolidation phase. When this range breaks, not if, but when this range breaks, and likely to the upside, not to the downside, I would assume that we rapidly approach this $4 area. That's my assumption. Yes, that'll give Dogecoin a $600 billion market cap, I'm well aware. But that would be about a 41, almost a 42x from here. It's not 100x. It's not 1,000x. It's not like Shiba Inu from the prior bull market where you hear about a guy who put in like $1,000 and it was worth billions at one point, right? Or like hundreds of millions. It's not going to be that crazy. But $1,000 turning into $40,000 is pretty damn good, right? For what it is, Dogecoin is a safe bet. It's been around. It's probably gotten some of the most infamy, hate, fade, shade thrown at it, and it stood on top without an organization, without a marketing team or anything like that. It's grown and done all of its stuff on its own. It's more decentralized. There's actually like true aspects of crypto that Dogecoin houses that other cryptos just can't ever hope to achieve because of its decentralized nature, because of its upbringing, because of how, again, and I've talked about Dogecoin before. It's been a long time since I've said these words, but Dogecoin's upbringing was very similar to Bitcoin's upbringing. Very similar. Everybody thought it was a scam. Whenever it pumped, people called it a bubble, and then whenever it crashed, it's done. It's dead. Dogecoin is dead. They wanted to see it fail. People wanted to see Bitcoin fail in the beginning. They did, because they either they just didn't believe in it. So if they're not going to be a part of it, they don't want to see it, or because they've gotten burned by it in the past and they just think it's some dumb thing that they don't understand. And the thing is, back here, this was just some dumb thing that we didn't understand, but now we understand what it is. It's not just a meme, it's the meme. And it will be here forever. And that cult-like mentality that people like Murad talk about, Dogecoin has that cult-like mentality with institutions, with billionaires. There's multiple billionaires who have publicly said that they like Dogecoin. Mark Cuban, and whether you like him or not, whatever his politics are, who cares? Whether you like him or not, Mark Cuban literally said he thinks Dogecoin is better than Cardano, which that's not saying much, but still. Vlad Tenev, out of all the cryptos he allowed to be on his exchange, he had like 5 cryptos whenever he started letting cryptos be on the exchange on Robinhood. Vlad Tenev, who's a billionaire himself, he allowed Dogecoin. Dogecoin was one of the first 3 or 5 cryptos that was on Robinhood. Elon Musk, the world's first trillionaire, probably, on at least publicly, right? He publicly supports Dogecoin like no other, right? And that support in itself doesn't in itself mean that Dogecoin will be successful. But I'm just saying, you talk about a cult-like following. It's not just a cult-like following with retail investors here. You've got like institutional money and venture capitalist cult-like following with Dogecoin. And I thoroughly believe, just like this cycle, from a high to a low, where the lowest point was at that oversold zone in the weekly RSI, is the best time to buy. We went just above the golden ratio right there. Just like this cycle here, from a high to a low, we actually didn't get oversold in this one at all. You went not just to the golden ratio, but through the golden ratio. We went through the golden ratio both times. I'm assuming that from this range, when we break out, we will go above the golden ratio, or at least somewhere around there, around $4. Wouldn't it be perfect? I can already hear the ironic memes or the mimetic prophecy of getting to $4.20. Maybe we go just below 420 and we keep people waiting for that 420 level. Just like here, everybody was thinking we were going to go to $1. It's at 74 cents. We stopped just shy of that. Maybe we stopped at $4. Maybe we stopped at $4.04. Who knows? Maybe we break through it. Instead of stopping below it, like we did last time, maybe we break through it this time. We go a little bit above 420. We can go above this level. But again, just thinking about the long term here, this is just the next cycle. Dogecoin will consolidate. It might be 5 years before it sees new all-time highs, but when it sees new all-time highs, then we're talking about $8. Then we're talking about $11. Then we're talking about $20. I don't think Dogecoin's going to see $20 before 2030. But I do think Dogecoin, if you're like younger than 70, Dogecoin will probably see $20 in your lifetime, probably. It's at 9 cents right now. It's only been oversold on the weekly time frame 3 times, and we're on that now. Bullish divergence on the weekly MACD. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. If we're wrong about Dogecoin, if this is not the low, then likely the next target area to heavily consider would be something around 6.37 cents. And I highly doubt we go below these lows. I highly doubt that. Whatever that's worth. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.